Fashion Week.
Yes.
You told me all about your bags, H by Harris. And that was at the B-Store show, wasn't it?
Yeah, B-Store show. I told you about the H by Harris range, which was coming up. And would you like me to look at you or the camera?
I would like you to look at me. But it's all exciting. Tell me about it, because like I know you from music, right? I know you from styling. I'm a Don.
From
Tie and Shorty Blitz. Yes.
Yes.
As history, exactly. At the phone
box.
Right. That's where we were.
Tie, Shorty Blitz. A good 10 years ago.
Yes.
They were dressed like superheroes. I created the outfits and. Beginning of Tie and Shorty Blitz, beginning of Harris, Stephen Redder.
But in terms of you, mister,
yes,
you have gone on to spectacular. You kind of moved from the phone box in Maida Vale.
Yeah.
You're over in, where are we?
Mayfair.
Mayfair. Yeah. Okay, so bring us up to speed. Come on, tell us what you've been doing in your lovely, eloquent voice.
In my best South London accent. 2 years ago, working with a band, had a piece of leather left over, needed a laptop bag. Everyone's got a neoprene laptop bag, which I also had, but wanted something a bit more special. Looked around, nothing at Apple Store, nothing anywhere really. There's a guy that makes, tailor that makes stuff for me. I said to Chris, can you make me a bag out of this spare leather? Chris said yes. That basically started everything. When I was out and about on shoots around town, people would say, where's that bag from? I was always, oh, this old thing. It's just something I'd had made for myself. It turns out that everybody really liked this little thing I'd created for myself. Didn't do anything for about a year. Then, because I kept getting loads of people stopping me, I thought obviously there's something in it. Started observing the way people carried their laptops, and they would just fling them into rucksacks or in their normal bags. Men, women alike would always just put their stuff their laptops in bags. And I thought obviously the reason being because there's no decent laptop cases out.
Absolutely, yeah. So
started developing a few bags, designed a rucksack, because a lot of guys and girls use rucksacks, but again would just stuff their laptops in. And from then the collection started to build, started to speak to a few retailers, spoke to Browns. Buyers at Browns said, we love your bags, weekend bags would be really nice, and I started to think,
so hold on, go back a bit. So did the bags were already evolving by the time you got to Browns?
Oh yeah, bags were evolving by that point. And my initial aim was to go and see a big computer manufacturer, because it was very laptop focused at that point. Thinking about, let's produce these bags specifically for the computer market.
Okay.
That's not my area of expertise, but I thought that was the need and the gap in the market. But then looking at how I like luggage and like things, and in terms of extending the shapes, I started playing with a few more shapes. So I developed a few weekend bags and went from the quilted style, which was my initial style, to more of a shopper man bag style bag. Which
I don't mind that phrase man bag. I quite like it. I know some people don't.
I don't dislike it. I just think it's like this amorphic, homogenous name just to call every bag that a man carries is a man bag, because obviously we need to tie guys. Going back to your earlier points about fashion, guys in this country, as opposed to other countries like Japan, I go to Japan quite a bit, there guys will carry bags all day long and it not be an issue, whereas here guys are quite self-conscious in the way that they dress and the way that they carry themselves, so therefore having a bag becomes an issue unless it's purely utility, functional. Guys can only do things for function, but obviously guys are interested in style too, so the man bag almost is what's become our way of making it okay for men to carry bags. But
shapes, I think that's where.
Yeah, they said to me they have quite a lot of customers that come in looking for weekend bags. So that's what sparked the idea. Actually, this could be something a bit bigger than a rucksack, a satchel, and a tote for just for computers. And at that point, I started to think about the bigger picture and about the fashion world in which I exist anyway, and about creating a bigger range, and thinking that you put as much effort into trying to promote 2 or 3 bags as you would to do a small collection, in terms of trying to get press and in terms of trying to get sales. So the extra effort that will go into designing another 4 or 5 bags would not be that much more in terms of for what you then need to do as your output to actually get those bags out there. So
And has that remained true? Do you hold to that? How are you finding the whole working?
Promoting the bags, fine. Having more bags being sold, it's fine, because nearly, barring one style, every single bag that I've taken into my first 2 or 3 retailers, they've picked up on every single style. So
Fantastic.
in terms of having more styles to design, I think that's fine. And so yeah, my design, what I've produced, people want. So, but in terms of manufacturing, that's a whole nother group.
Yeah.
So if I'd stuck my production to much smaller, I think it could have been easier in certain levels in getting things made and getting things done. But that's been my own creative, stupid learning curve, which I just have to face.
Well, you are manufacturing in the UK, so you're not quite stupid. You know, you're holding up, you're flying a flag
No,
here.
definitely, made in England. It has to be the way forward. Red, white and blue today. Good old Blighty. All about that, made in England, and I think that's the way forward. So,
but it comes with its...
It does, but then I speak to so many people who, whether they manufacture here or whether they manufacture in the Far East, in Europe, wherever it is, they have manufacture issues. So it's just my learning curve of dealing with production of factories. But, it's not, it's not indicative for me. It's just just a production issue. Yeah,
and as well, it's experience, isn't it? As you kind of grow within
and understand how to deal with factories. What to order, what not to order, and how to do things. So,
Go on then. Show it us in the red one so we can get a nice contrast going. And so the linings are cotton, right?
Linings are cotton.
Okay.
Soft. Oh.
Contrast colour and that.
Yep.
Okay.
Quilted. And they're all hand quilted as well. That's one big point. It's not.
So it's not. You haven't bought it.
I have not bought quilt like this.
Okay.
No, we've not bought it like this.
Okay.
This is specifically made by Harris.
Okay, so we're about to wrap it up. We've had a lovely time with Harris, and before we go, he's just going to give us a little idea of what's coming next. What's going to pop off next, Harris?
What's popping off next is we're working on the film to promote the brand.
A fashion film?
A fashion film, but not a fashion film.
Okay.
Most fashion films are a bit dull and they end up being like lookbooks, which people film. But it's going to have a bit more energy, a bit more life, and a bit more cool, mixing in the street and the high fashion elements that I've got. So watch out for the film. It will be something worth watching.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Harris, for inviting us down.
All good.
We're going to go, but we're going to see you very soon, right?
Yes,
Fashion
in
Week coming.
In Browns. In Dover Street Market.
And Dover Street Market.
And in B Store.
And in B Store.
Yes.
Wicked. We love it.
That's where you'll see me later.
Thank